Hello, viewers. Welcome to ICG Podcast Episode 2. I am Abdul, and joining me today is Yeshwanth.
Hey all, how's it going?
Yeah, how are you doing, Yeshwanth?
Good, good, good. Glad to be back. Second podcast. So
Yeah,
trying to keeping it consistent.
yeah, a little bit apologies for being a few minutes late, but we can't control time, but we started it anyways. Hope you're all doing good. So, first and foremost, we would like to thank you all for the warm welcome and reception we got for episode 1, and it has
Yes.
definitely motivated us to keep continuing. And on a side note, I have read the chats after the stream was over, and plenty of you were requesting Bilal to show up, but
Yeah.
due to professional reasons, he cannot make it, unfortunately. But he definitely says his hi, and also he thanks you all for your support. And I also want to give out a shout out to our other admin, Akil. He's been providing me all of the detail I've missed regarding Xbox. So major thanks to him as well. Right, so we'll move on first to PlayStation. So, Yashwant, what are the essential games for me?
Oh yeah. So I posted a tweet about this like a couple days ago. That we will be getting three games as part of PlayStation Essential.
Hmm.
And the first game was Grid Legends. The second game is Chivalry 2, and the third game is Descenders Extreme Procedural Free Riding. So these will be available on May 2nd, and I have to say it was every month I just post about these essential tweet the games that are going to be added as PS Plus Essential, and I think it's second time or third time we just got complete L. It's a big L. I would say it's a big lose or loss or whatever you want to call it. So it's nobody agreed, not even a single person said it's a W. I mean, it's a good pickups or it's a good win. We got good games for this May essential. I think if I'm not wrong, every year May has not been the best for PS Plus collection. Sorry,
Yeah,
the
essential,
now what we call essential. Yes.
essential. Yeah.
So um, I think it has been like this, and I did not expect any big games. This is the pattern we see. I mean, in the December, we see VR games added to the PlayStation Plus Essentials. So it just a pattern that you keep looking at, you will not be disappointed. So
Mm.
I expected something like this. Maybe I'm a little bit okay because of Chivalry too. But other than that, I'm not that much excited for these months essential games. What do you think? Have you played any of these games or?
Well, of course, I've played Grid Legends, but that was on Xbox. So
Oh, right.
as you already know, I'm a crazy car enthusiast and racing game fan.
Yes. Yeah.
So I pretty much try and do every single racing game that seems enticing. And back in 2008, Grid was a major hit. I loved that game completely. Then they made a remaster, not a remaster. I think almost a complete remake of it
Remake.
in
Yeah.
2016. It was also called Grid. I'm playing that now, but before that, Grid Legends came on Game Pass. I tried it out, and it's definitely a game worth trying for people if you are interested. It's not. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's
Yeah.
arcadey fun. I mean, it's still racing within a track, but it's still more arcadish and not like
It
simcade.
knows its audience and what the audience of this game are expecting. So catering to that, I suppose, and not
Yeah,
trying to please every single racing enthusiast.
yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
it's
Unlike Gran Turismo 7, where they have put so much of focus on simulation, this is more
yeah,
arcadey, so it'll be more fun.
yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
something you'll enjoy with your friends, so give it a try. And of course, like, how do you say that? It's multiplayer. So
Mm. All
yeah,
right.
so you can join with your friends and have a good race. But definitely try out the story mode. I mean, the career mode is very nice. I really like the story. So give that a go.
Oh, nice.
Chivalry
Yeah, what
2. Yeah, yeah,
I
go ahead.
mean, before we go to Chivalry, what I hear about racing games is that you are there for just the simulation, or you are there just for the game, the fun of it to race. That's it. But if you're telling that the story is good, the career mode makes sense.
Hmm.
I think, yeah, it's definitely worth to give a try. I think
Yeah,
if there's always a good story, you'll be more involved in the game from the story and from the enjoyment of the race as well. So yeah, I think it helps in investing in the characters, or uh, worth to play the game.
yeah. Even if you're not a fan of the racing games, if you like a good story, I think this is a good racing game to try it out on. The story is very
Awesome.
well written, so give it a go. Right, moving on to Chivalry 2. If you like medieval fights and all that with swords, shields, and whatnot, or if you just like trolling your friends by running behind them and stabbing them in the back, then try out Chivalry 2. It's a 64 player multiplayer online game. So, yeah,
Does it have a battle royale kind of situation?
it's like two teams, yeah, two teams fight
Okay.
against each other. So, there are many modes like you're supposed to lay siege to a village, burn down a village, protect a village, all that kinds of stuff. Free
Okay.
prisoners, all those sort of modes are there, and the combat is really fun. It's chaotic because you might have 10, 15 people just fighting in one place. So, but it's really good. I've seen the gameplay and I really look forward to playing that. And the
Yeah.
one that I don't think that most people have heard about is Descenders. It's kind of like just like these those MX trial games where you ride a bicycle very fast, do some
Mm.
stunts, reach
Do
the
some
finish
stunts.
line,
Yeah.
get points and all that. So it's sort of like that. So if you're interested in that, you can give it a shot. But I don't know. I might probably go for Grid Legends and Chivalry too.
Yeah,
So
me too. Yeah.
yeah. So if the original PlayStation pattern is to be considered, then most probably we might have these games available on May 2nd. So give them a go.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, I think first Tuesday of the new month.
Yeah. No. It's usually the first Tuesday of every month. That is when the
Yeah,
games
yeah, that's what I
release.
mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
First Tuesday.
as for the announcement of the next month's essential games, they always happen on the last Wednesday of each month.
Okay.
So this is just a heads up for all of you folks who want to get up to date with all the stuff. So yeah,
Keep a track. Yeah.
yeah. On a side note, I want to say that PlayStation might make essential games look not that great because recently their extra lineup has been pretty awesome. I mean, we've had major games come to PlayStation Plus Extra. Some of them like Devil May Cry 5 and
Right.
Immortals Phoenix Rising. We've had plenty of games. I mean, right now I can't think of any, but yeah, the extra games have been the ones that have been the best. I mean, we even got Horizon Forbidden West in extra. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a major win. And so yeah, extra and premium is where it's at, I suppose. So yeah, that's good. Then let's move on to multi-platform. And last year's game of the year was Elden Ring. So
Yes.
I think Yashwant hasn't tried it yet.
No, I haven't, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going what you say, Souls first, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and then maybe Demon Souls
Souls
remake,
remake.
and then I'll move on to maybe Sekiro, uh, and then to Elden Ring. So I want to cover all the chronological way the publisher, the From Software has the game developer, sorry, game has released a game. So
Uh,
I think I want to try. I completed Dark Souls 3. Oh
Yeah.
my God! It's an amazingly written game and an absolute win for me.
Mm,
I purchased it in a disc. I always, if I'm going to purchase any game, I'm going to purchase it in a physical disc.
yeah.
And it's I took maybe 2 months or something because in middle I didn't get any time to play the game. So I completed till the final boss, and then I leveled up myself or to muster the courage to face the final boss.
Mm,
But then, yeah, just collecting souls and then leveling up. When I thought I was ready, I went to the final boss, and after 2 or 3 attempts, it was once you understand the pattern, yeah, it was easy. So my order is to just complete Dark Souls, Demon Souls remake, Sekiro, and then move to Elden Ring. I have a lot to catch up on. So I'm the what to say? I'm the noob of the gaming world. I know it's shocking for some. I do not play much games. I just uh, bought PlayStation 5 because of Demon Souls. I saw so many gameplay during lockdown, and I was so what to say
impressed.
impressed the way it performed, like the gameplay of it, the story of it. So I was like, okay, let's buy PS5 just for Demon Souls remake.
Yeah, good enough
Yeah.
reason. But just a head up, I want to tell you that it's better you try Elden Ring before Sekiro because Elden Ring
Okay.
is
Okay.
more easily accessible, and Sekiro, you're just gonna break your head. I'm sure about that.
Okay. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of From Software. Every game, every From
Yeah,
Software, you're going to break your head if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, there's fun in that. The enjoyment that you get after going through a research, and then instead of just going through a YouTube walkthrough, if you find yourself, if you go through, if you figure it out, it gives you an immense satisfaction after you beat the
exactly,
boss.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm not the kind of guy who does everything by himself. So when I played Elden Ring, I pretty much co-op with all of my friends. And
Uh,
whenever I thought the boss was kind of tough, I'd let them fight and sit back and watch.
did you
But
complete the game
twice. Hmm.
twice? Oh my God, bro, that's awesome. Why? How would you what was your impression after the first playthrough and after the second playthrough?
Impression of first playthrough was Elden Ring was a solid game, and playing with your friends makes it tons fun. Tons more fun. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and whenever I needed help, obviously my friends were there to tell me what to do, what not to do. So yeah, it was fun. And to be quite honest, the only reason I played the second playthrough was because I ended up choosing the wrong ending in the first one. The game has
Oh,
six
okay.
different endings, six different endings, man. And I
Yeah.
spent
Yeah.
plenty of hours trying to get one particular ending. But
Don't do not spoil it.
no, I'm not going to spoil it. But let's just say the last minute, I did not do what was required to get that ending. So I had to
Did you didn't save the game before final boss so that you can reload the save and then get a new ending?
I don't have PS Plus, man, so I couldn't do a cloud save before that,
Oh,
unfortunately.
right. Yes, yes. Yeah.
So my only option is to start all over again. And but yeah, before we get sidetracked, I'll just mention what is going on with Elden Ring. So because of
Yes.
its success, people are before even From Software confirmed it, people are already saying that it's going to get a DLC. It's going to get a DLC. I can't wait to play the
Yeah.
DLC. So apparently, FromSoft has announced on this last February 28th, it shall be called Shadow of the Earth Tree. And apparently, it's been rumored that been in development for almost a year. Some rumors say
Wow.
that after the release of Elden Ring, within a couple of months, they already started on the DLC. So yeah, people who are still playing Elden Ring and who are planning to return to it, they have a pretty good reason to do so. And also, some rumors state that it might be way bigger and more ambitious than the fans expected. So yeah, that's
Wow.
something to look forward to.
That's
And
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't play the Elden Ring, but I know very the fan base that it has. The minute the DLC was announced, I saw a lot of enthusiasm that they cannot wait to get there to start playing the DLC. I think it's what you say, man. From Software is
well,
just delivering
yeah,
one after the other.
yeah. The next game is Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon.
Yeah,
That
it was
looks
also
also,
announced, right? I think
yeah,
they said it's going to be released this year. I don't know. I
in
didn't see the
August.
exact date. I don't.
It'll be out in
Yeah,
August.
yeah.
Yeah, hype for
That's
that.
so fast. Don't you think it's like Insomniac Games and then From Software? They're just what are they doing? Do they have any Inhumans who are developing any games at that fast pace? It's like
I mean,
how are they going? They delivering these games?
I don't know, but my theory is that when they initially did a game, they might have had a decently sized team, but after the major success of their games, I think lots of people immediately, tried to fill in positions. The teams got larger
Yeah,
and they got more resources to do stuff. So maybe that's why they speeded it up. So it could be true. But the main important thing is that they like to keep their quality in their games. They
yeah,
don't like to
yeah.
rush. They take their time and they don't really bother about the delays. But they like to take their time, give out a good product. So yeah, and
Absolutely.
yeah, before people say that Elden Ring had lots of performance issues on PC and everything, I'll just say I played it on PS. I didn't have any issues. So I'm sorry about that. But then again, what's there to complain? Because PC ports throughout this year have been horrible. Quite
Oh,
frankly,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
the system requirements are crazy. And I mean, yeah, there have been people complaining about almost every new game that's launched on PC. And
You know,
also,
this just shows that as you don't need the best specs to play a game, you just need a fine-tuned game for a
exactly,
platform, and you'll get the best performance. Maybe they just need to tune the game as better as possible, as best they can do, and then you do not need the highest specs of graphics or any hardware to play the game. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I mean, the development teams have to do more optimization on the games so they run better. I mean,
absolutely.
imagine spending lakhs of money on a PC just to see half a lakh console played better. That could be kind of insulting, wouldn't it? But then again,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
that is one of the plus points of consoles. You pay for it, you're not going to change anything, you're just going to play the game, it's going to run properly.
Control.
But
Exactly.
again, people from the console side will also make an argument. Oh no, this game's still running at 30 FPS, and I'm like, come on, man. Are we
Yeah, that
still
will always be there. Yeah.
you're still getting a good game? It's gonna be good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
if it's a bad game, then I can accept it. But if it's a hyped game, people have been talking about it. You've been really interested in playing in it, and as soon as you hear 30 FPS, you're like, oh no, man, this game is not gonna be good. Nah, nah, nah. But that's just me. I just enjoy the games as they are. So I'm not very picky between 30 FPS or 60 FPS or even 4K or 1080p. Well, that's probably because I can't afford 4K. But then again, we'll just skip that. I'll just take a second to go through the chat and want to say
Go
hello
ahead.
to everybody. Oh, and look, also Biluda is also there. So hello, Bilal. And
Hey,
everyone
Vila.
else who's watching, you can also say hello to Bilal. And do not believe him when he said that I got a platinum in Elden Ring. That is him just trolling. I never platinum any games. I never bother. I never bother platinum any games. Okay, so it's just a big fat lie. So don't believe him. He's just trolling you guys. And yeah. So anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll move on to our next segment of Xbox. So for
Yeah.
May, uh, seems we have pretty good games. We have Redfall, Ravenlock, and what else? Oh, oh, sorry about that. My I'll
No
just
worries.
open
Yeah,
it.
we have Fuga, Melodies of Steel 2, um, um, Amnesis. Is that spelling mistake or I'm sorry. Amnesia is the bunker, and then Railway Empire 2 Four
Oh
Wall
yeah,
Pioneers.
yeah, that's a spelling mistake. It's amnesia, man. I'm sorry about that.
Amnesia. Okay, I was like, what is this? Did they really name a game Amnesia? It's okay.
Yeah, it's amnesia. Sorry about that. That's my typo error. But yeah, anyways, those are the games you can expect for me coming to Xbox. And today was the last day for a couple of games that we mentioned in our previous episode. All of them are gone now, so unfortunate for that. But yeah, we got a new games to replace those.
You have
Uh,
any experience on any of these six new games that are going to be added for Game Pass in May?
no, I have no clue.
Nope. Me neither. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, except I heard about Redfall a lot.
Yeah,
Redfall here and there. So,
Redfall.
other than Redfall, I basically all other five games have no clue.
I,
I don't know. This just says that quantity over quality is better. I'm not saying absolutely Game Pass is the best. I would say it's. I mean,
value for money.
it's always good for, yeah, value for money. Absolutely, it's for the gamers who doesn't want to maybe spend thousands of rupees. Just
Mhm.
try it out. If they like it, maybe buy it and then have it a collection. But this is absolutely great. But as they keep churning out more and more and more
Yeah.
games, the value, I don't know. Maybe if they just keep these ad games like this for 6 months continuously, your half of what you say, the value of your money is it worth? Because you
Mhm.
never heard of these games, you might not even play these games, but it's happy that you have it. I think that's the feeling you get because of the just you see, it's like just 1 out of 6 games that are being added in May. I heard about. I didn't even heard about those games. So,
Yeah, but sorry to Xbox fans, don't get offended. It's
oh,
because
absolutely no, man. I love. Oh
yeah,
God, no. It's
yes,
just. I mean,
we
if I can own an Xbox, I would absolutely subscribe to Game Pass. It's just. It's no brainer to subscribe for Game Pass. It's an amazing deal.
yeah.
But yeah, I think no complaints either from PlayStation. I can't even brag about PlayStation because what about this PS Plus Essential?
Mhm.
It's not great. Yeah. So I mean, um, if they have any good games releasing in a month, they would do not want to take the what you say the discussion away from that so that people can focus on the new release games and not the games that are added to the subscription.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a tactic that they are using. I don't know, but
possible, yeah.
it's
But I'm subscribed to
yeah,
Game Pass Ultimate, and I must say that at first when I bought an Xbox, I was only thinking of playing 3 games. But as of now, the list has grown to 45.
45 games. Okay,
It's all because I was able to play all of that through Game Pass, and I
Game
must
Pass.
say
Absolutely.
I found quite a few what to say games I would not have been able to play if I didn't have Game Pass. To be honest, tried them out, really liked them, and for a guy who wasn't bothered getting platinum on PS, I got 100% completion in 3 games on Xbox. So that talks a lot.
Oh, that talks a lot. That does. Yeah, I mean, you'd
Yeah,
never care about 100% completion. And in
yeah,
the games in Game Pass, you 100% it. So, yeah,
yes,
I mean, as long as you're happy with the games available and just keep having fun, that's all that matters. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, all 3 of them were indies though, but they were pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, indies. I think lots of people will take them for granted. They're like, we bought console, we want high graphics, AAA games. Give indies a go, man. They are also games. They're also good
Absolutely.
for fun. You'll be surprised at how awesome indies are. So yeah, definitely give that a go.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
yeah, next news is Diablo 4 has announced a new beta for May 12th, and this is after they've seen the player feedback. So apparently, there's plenty of excitement and engagement for the game. So Diablo 4 is like, okay, we'll give you a new beta to play. So yeah, look forward to that. And then
Yeah.
Microsoft Flight Simulator has added another update for Oceania and Antarctica. And the trailer includes many of the locations, famous locations and landmarks in Hawaii. And I have played Flight Simulator. And let me just tell you, I'm never going to be a pilot anytime in my life. Oh man, I mean, I went through the tutorial, and let's say that if you give me a runway, I know how to take off the plane. But once I'm in the air, I don't know what the hell to do. Okay, that plane is there in the air. That's it.
You know, even the pilots and the flight attendants say they don't know. It just flies. Even in real life, it just flies, man. We don't know
Yeah, they use
the
autopilot.
physics of it.
They use autopilot. I mean, I don't even know where the switch for the autopilot is. So I'm like, okay, I'm flying. Now what? And I'm like, okay, never mind. So what I do is I just pick locations I know around the world. Just take a look at their airports, take off, and just look around the flight. Okay, this was fun. Okay, time to close the game. That's it.
In midair,
Yeah, in midair. In midair, what else am I
in
supposed to
midair.
do? I don't know how to land, man. I mean, I, I still have to learn that. I
Uh,
still have to learn that. Okay, it's not easy. It's not easy. And
awesome.
yeah, and of course, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition that brought back plenty of nostalgia. Playing in my early days, I played
Yeah.
Age of Empire on PC. Now they have a console version for it, and I must say there's only one point that I'm disappointed about. We cannot use such cheats, man. Those were important in my childhood. We can't use the cheats, and so that's very sad for me.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. Brings back the memories. Yes.
I mean,
I suppose.
in a game set in medieval times, you'll be busy building your empire, and then all of a sudden you're not. You know what? It's time for me to cause some chaos. Let me just type in a cheat code, get a car with machine guns, and take out the enemy.
In medieval empire.
Yeah, medieval empire. So I mean, I really want to try that, but unfortunately, this option is not there. But yeah, anyways, they are getting their first update, which is called Return of Rome, and it's available on May
Awesome.
16th. And what it does is it brings the Age of Empire 1 content into Age of Empires 2. So it'll have 17 new ancient civilizations, three fully voiced campaigns, as well as a new game
Wow.
mode. And last thing I want to announce, but it's also kind of important, is that Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox. And at first, there
Yeah.
were rumors that it might be parts of Game Pass Ultimate and all that kinds of stuff, but sadly, no. It costs rupees 899 per month separately. And
Yeah.
unless you're a hardcore fan of Ubisoft, I don't think it's worth it. That's my personal opinion because already plenty of their old games are available on Game Pass and PS Extra. So unless you want to get their new games day one and whatnot, um, Ubisoft is completely your choice. Ubisoft Plus is your choice. So yeah,
Awesome.
and with that, we shall be wrapping
Yeah.
up
I
our
think
list.
yeah, our list for prepared one is done. But I think the biggest development we saw was the UK. What to say? Competitions that entity they did not approve the Microsoft
The
and
CMA.
Activision.
Yeah,
Yes,
CMA.
the Blizzard acquisition, and it's I think it's I don't know, man. Something happened in the last one. I want to say last 2 weeks of the discussion what they're going through. Maybe it all felt like it's only going to be approved. It felt like it's just inevitable. Why even bother kind of situation? And the announcement was like complete 180. Something went through some internal discussions, or maybe I don't know what went behind the scenes, but
Mhm.
it's quite a surprise, right? From what
Exactly.
we have been expecting and from what uh, everybody was thought is going to be inevitable. It's just they said they did a 180 and they said, no, we are not going to approve it based on the cloud competition. I was like, what? Seriously, cloud competition? Yeah, even though it's 70% or 80%, I don't know, maybe it's in under Xbox's control, but even that captures 1% of those entire gaming cloud, I suppose. So
Yeah,
it's not even a significant total, but still the reason to deny the acquisition was based on cloud. I don't know. Maybe they were like, okay, we need a reason, we need a scapegoat, so let's just
mm,
say cloud is the reason we are blocking these $69 billion acquisition. I'm
yeah.
like, sure, yeah, if you say so.
I mean, uh, how can it be like cloud gaming is not at all, completely or even properly established around the world.
Yeah,
Like even for example, India. I mean, cloud gaming nowhere there. But still, they use that as a reason to stop them from acquiring this, which is kind of like I've actually thought
absolutely.
about it. But okay, either way, it looks
Yeah,
like
this just brings out the point, right? So it was not something well thought decision or something. I don't know. Maybe there was some lobbying and anything might have happened. It's all pure speculation at this point. But any chances do you think that they are going to reverse their decision? They are going to reconsider the Microsoft and Activision. They are going to challenge this decision and then reverse it. Is there any chances?
well, obviously Microsoft said that they will try to reappeal, and also two or three other um, companies who are with Microsoft have decided to do it. But then again, people say that it's because these people have signed contracts with Microsoft, so that's why they're supporting them with this. So I don't know. It's just a big
Absolutely.
hassle
I
at this
think
point.
I also heard that it's not just PlayStation that been saying that it's going to cause one side competition. I mean, no competition at all. There were behind the scenes other developers as well that kept. I think that said this might cause entire monopoly kind of situation in some aspects of the games. So I
Yeah,
think they just didn't come forward. Maybe PlayStation was the only one that was the one that was maybe
opposing this.
pushing yeah, opposing, but behind the scenes I heard there were other developers, other studios as well that just kept okay, maybe this is not a good idea kind of deal going on. I don't know.
Yeah,
So I the one of the spokesperson from, I think it's Activision, he was like, okay, clearly UK is closed for business. I mean, what is that? Do can a spokesperson of some can just say something like that in public? I was like, okay, that is a bold statement
yeah,
to straight out come and say something like, okay, UK is closed for business. That is not well well thought out, I suppose. Maybe
yeah,
their lawyers are scrambling to 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 normalize the situation, but to
yeah.
come and say out something like that, it's a big thing.
Quite bold, quite brave. Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
anyways, I just want this deal to go through,
Good.
hopefully. But
Why you
yeah,
are excited for this deal?
well, I'm not excited for it. I'll just say that I don't like people just being dragged through court for years at a time. So that's an annoying thing to see. So everywhere I
You
go,
are just caring for the lawyers.
I'm not caring for the lawyers per se. I'm just talking about the fact that whenever I go into some discussion or the other when regarding Xbox, this topic always comes up. They're like, oh, this deal is going on, that going on. I'm like, when will this end, man? Come on, this has
When
been
will
going
this
on for
end?
so.
Yeah, even the people, the gamers, the general market is like they are done with this. Let's just get on with it. Or maybe there are people who absolutely care for this to go on. There are people who absolutely don't want this. But I don't know. Maybe majority of the people are like, this has gone long enough.
Yeah,
Let's put an end. Either yes or no. Yeah,
yeah, and anyways, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes through or not. But
it doesn't go through.
if it doesn't go through, Microsoft has to pay a $3 billion fine. Whew, which is high in
Wow,
our
that's a
account,
lot.
but many people are saying for Microsoft that's just peanuts. But
And considering the macroeconomics and all the layoffs, I don't know, maybe it does cause a dent in their pocket.
I think I've never seen any peanuts that are worth $3 million. So
3 billion, yeah.
I don't think it's peanuts for them. Uh,
That's a good one. Absolutely.
anyways, but yeah. Anyways, let's just put this behind us. If we go talking about this, we'll just keep talking about this. So moving
True,
on.
true. Yeah.
There's been lots of discussions on our server, and a few of my friends have been like, "You guys should ask this question, discuss about this." So,
Hmm.
first question is why game reviews should not influence purchasing decisions. Now,
Oh,
Yashwant, what is your
go
take on
ahead, go
that?
ahead.
No, no, you go
No,
ahead.
I think you are the person who is most interactive with our community. What do you think? What do I think it I just want to say it's up to the user preference. You might like it, you might not like it. I know more about movies. I can tell about movies reviews. So uh, it does if a review is not if a critic reviews a movie that saying it's bad movie, I sometimes I'm not sometimes most of the times I did enjoy that movie. I was like, okay, this is not that bad. The what the critic was said, it's not very bad. It's still entertaining. It's still enjoyable, but it's not something not out of the park. But it didn't deserve that low critics or something like that. But there were some other movies that were rated quite high, and when I watched it, I was like, what the hell is this? I don't even follow anything. Why did the critics like this movie? So I think it's relevant even in games. So sometimes it's all up to your preference, how what your style of gameplay is. If you like it, just maybe um, play there are trial versions, right? With new
Yeah,
subscriptions, there are trial versions, so you don't have to take a risk. Play the trial version. If you like it, purchase it. Then don't purchase it. So yeah, don't just take the words for the critics, but it just seems one-sided, man. Either they just tell it's absolutely good or it's absolutely dog shit kind of thing. It's they don't suggest like, okay, they don't give any clarity like go ahead, don't go ahead, or it's they just I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe there's so many things going on. What do you think?
Personally, I feel it's better that you just play the game and find out because
Absolutely.
reviewers, they're, let's say that some of them are just journalists and some of them might play the game, might be players. So, not all reviewers can be trusted. And obviously, do not take the word of a company unless they have a good reputation. Because many companies do not actually, state that, okay, this is the problem with our game, this issue is there, that issue is there. No one will exactly say that. And they'll just keep boasting about, okay, this game performs like this, that, and all that. But in the end, it's up to you to try it out. Because there are many games, like Yashan said, critics, just throw the game on the ground, drive a bus over it, say it's that horrible. But the people love that game. And
Yeah.
also at the same time, the critics might hold the games above their heads, and all the people would have thrown the game on the ground. So, I mean, personally, from my experience, the only time when I've seen game critics become, oh yeah, that actually brings forward another point. When reviewers and critics they make a review of a game, they are doing it before the final game launches, and their review
Absolutely.
stays that
Yeah.
way, and they never, well, majority of them never do a re-review after, like, say 2 months old, or after the game becomes 6 months old, or 1 year down the line.
That's
Like,
a very good point. Yes, yes, I do. It's just
yeah,
like they just reviewed a game and they forget about it. It's like, no,
yeah,
man,
exactly.
they listened to the reviews, they went through the crowd feedback, the players' feedback, the gamers' feedback, and then they changed it. So revisit the game after a month or after 2 months after the game was released, and then review it again because it's polished. It might the your opinion might change. So just don't leave it at the initial release which you got before the official launch of the game. So all of them get the keys or the review key of the game before the official launch. Maybe a month before to be safe. I don't know, to complete the game, or 2 weeks before their game was going to release. So that's still a significant time to make the changes for the publisher. So yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is that nowadays publishers are enforcing embargoes on reviews. So even
yeah,
if, like, say some reviewers actually go through some issues, they cannot tell the public about it before the game is launched. So many times people who are very excited for a game, they get they only get to know about the issues after the game is launched or after the embargo is lifted.
yeah,
So it's kind of you know mm, I don't like that practice anyways. But I
yeah.
got two examples. Like if you remember No Man's Sky,
Oh
it did not
yes,
perform well with critics and all that, and the game was buggy at launch and all those problems were there. That is because the studio and the developers were put on a very tight deadline. They were not able to make the game the way they envisioned it to. But after all of that was done, they decided, okay, you know what, we're going to take our time and do it the way we want it. And ever since then, all the updates have been making the game better and better and better. And
absolutely.
like
I
even
think No Man's Sky even won the better maintained game, or what was that, in 2021, I suppose. The consistent updates, or the
yeah,
care that it went into it. It won that award, right, in the game awards. It was like,
yeah, because the
uh,
developers put in plenty of effort and time, which they
yeah,
took.
most
Uh,
improved game or something like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they pushed out updates that were absolutely worth it. In fact, I have a copy of No Man's Sky. I bought it 2 years ago and forgot to take it out of the cupboard, so I removed. So after before making this podcast, I thought, okay, wait, I have to think about this. So I just decided to open it up, put it on my PS, and it was launched as a PS4 game.
Yes.
And the thing was that as soon as I installed this, they asked me, "Do you want a free PS5 upgrade?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, why not?"
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and another plus point is it now supports PlayStation VR 2. So yeah, that's a
Wow.
big win. So all
Oh
I had to
man.
do
I
was
mean, from where No Man's Sky went to where No Man's Sky is right now, the support they are giving to the game, the care, the expansion, the multi-device support. I also want to say, it's crazy that they were able to pull this off. I mean, they promised this at the launch, but still, maybe the care they took in, and then put
yeah,
it into work. It's a
yeah,
lot. It's really a lot. Yeah.
yeah. Being a PS4 game is not, receiving a free update to PS5 as well as an update for PSVR 2 means a
Yes, we are
huge
too.
deal. So
Huge
that's
deal.
good.
Absolutely.
Then we also have the other side of the coin where the reviewers give awesome scores, but after launch the game just skydives. And it pains me to say this, but one of those examples is Gran Turismo 7.
Ah, right,
Oh,
right, right, right. Oh man, you love that game. I mean, you
yeah.
enjoyed the realistics of that game. I mean,
Uh,
people need to understand that it's a simulation. It's not a racing game. A kind of. It's not catering for 100% racers, I suppose. It's a simulation. Take it as a simulation.
that was not the problem that people actually got angry about.
Uh huh.
Actually, there were multiple reasons. One reason was it's mainly a single player focused game, but they
Right.
provided an always on online requirement. I mean, you cannot
Oh
even
no.
play
Okay.
local co-op. Like, you have a friend or sibling over and they want to race with you. You give them another controller, you open up the game, then just start two player mode. You can't do that. You need to be online in order to even access that local feature. So that really bugged people off. Also, the
Yeah.
fact
Yeah.
like barely 1 week within the game's released, they decided to roll in their update, which made the game unplayable for 36 hours,
Wow.
which is why they hate that always online requirement. It's a single player game. We just want to go and do our races and be done with it. But because of this update, you cannot even do that. And
Yeah, I think somebody just was like, no, I'm gonna put everything to make this not as easy as to play for the gamers. I was like, well,
yeah,
they accomplished their goal, but at what cost?
exactly. And also they added microtransactions after the update.
Oh
They,
my God.
for many of the races which are paying out well, they reduced the payout and they increased it for races that take longer. Like say there's a race that was maybe 5 to 10 minutes long that gave you around 50 to 60,000 credits. They reduced that to offer only 10 to 20,000. At the same time, if the race is 30 minutes, they increased it from maybe 100 to 200,000. So how many people are going to sit and drive for 30 minutes, man?
That
Unless of course they're jobless
that
like
is
me.
such.
Unless they're jobless like me, they're not going to do it. So
No, no, no. I think it just doesn't make any sense for anybody. 30 minutes
I,
simulated game. No, man. It just took a skydive, man. A nose dive, man. I think
yeah,
the
I,
microtransactions, the online, always online feature, the long races. I think it just who was at the who made these decisions? I was like, what is wrong with that
exactly.
person? Are they even listening to the community, to the dedicated Gran Turismo fans? I was like,
Yeah,
was it even? I mean, was it even asked in any previous installments like bring these features? I don't think so because these
no,
were
no,
just
no, no.
not gamer friendly. So why would they bring such features?
I mean, as a long-term Gran Turismo fan, I felt very hurt because I mean, this was the first time I decided to pre-order a game, and that to the special edition of it. So I bought the
Oh God! Right, right,
25th
right.
anniversary edition with the steelbook and everything. And at least for the sake of spending that much money, I put in 360 hours into the game. So I played.
360 hours. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of hours, dude, for a Gran Turismo simulation game.
I mean, yeah, I love Gran Turismo, so I'll play it. But then again, the general audience are not gonna do it. But yeah, I love the game.
Oh man.
I do hate some of the points, but yeah, I have no other racing game I rather play, so I'm playing that. And then again, another example of games changing after review is recently Resident Evil 4 remake. They added
Hmm,
microtransactions after the review. So yeah, in the end, the main thing we want to say is that play the games for yourselves and enjoy it or not enjoy it. Do not completely rely on reviews because they are not always
absolutely.
100% accurate. And
Yeah, I mean, the reviewer of the game, he gives the review based on his experience of the game, not sorry, his or
exactly.
her experience of the game. So they do not consider a general gamer who just wants to have fun, I suppose.
Yeah, and also there is also the fact that some reviewers are paid for the reviews for the game. So
Yeah, yeah, and also they are afraid that if they give any negative review, they are not going to get any keys in the future, or
exactly.
the collaboration between the publisher or the developer might sever. So I think that's another thing. They completely do not give any honest
Mm,
feedback or review of the game. So I mean, it's take it with I don't want to say grain of salt, but still take it as it is, and then I would always say play the trial game if it's possible. Make your own decision, or else see the gameplay and then take your decision. I suppose.
true. Now then, we'll move on to the next question. But before I do that, these questions really spark up a big discussion, don't they?
All right. Yes.
I didn't expect to be talking this long over one question, but yeah, I mean, kudos to you
Absolutely.
guys for thinking of these questions in the first place. Anyways, the next question is single player game versus multiplayer games. What are the pros and cons? Uh,
Take it away, Abdul.
it completely depends on the player, obviously. Completely depends on the player. There are plenty of players who want to play the game for the story, and there are plenty of players who want to play with their friends or with other people. Some people want to get immersed into the story of a game, see how they want to, get in touch with the character, become the characters themselves, experience their
Yeah.
experience, all that kinds of stuff. And then of course there's also the multiplayer crowd who just wants to have fun shooting other people, shooting other people. Well, okay,
Other
that's
characters.
other characters. Okay, but not a good example to lead with, but also like beat other people by being faster than them in races, do time trials where they can show, post their leaderboard times, try to get on top of the leaderboard, show it off to other people, and all those sort of stuff. They are skill based and sometimes also luck based. But multiplayer games, they like to, you can engage with other people, and you can also show off your skills and whatnot, and you can also improve yourselves when you're playing with other
I
people.
in that case, right, I want to say like the competitive multiplayer games like COD, Fortnite, Battlefield, or Apex Legends, it's not for an average gamer, or it's not for a fresher, a new gamer like me or somebody. It's you are going to be overwhelmed with the controls, with the options, with the opposition player who is very well versed in that game. It's not going to be an easy get in of the game. So there is a pro and a con. As long as you have an experienced friend, even still, then you are going to hide while your friend
That's the
takes out
shooting.
the competition, and then you come out and then play. It's yeah. I think it's as long as you get fast, you get good fast, and then you catch up to the other players. I think the competitive multiplayer games are not easy to get in if you are
Yeah,
new to that style of game, or if you just want to have fun. It's I mean, of course, you are going to have fun. Your character going to keep dying, but it's it's not the only one you want to experience, right? So
yeah, and of
uh,
course, it's even made harder by the fact that most of the time, well, not all the time, but most of the time, people play these competitive online shooters while they're on PC with a keyboard and mouse. So whenever they
oh
switch to
yes.
console, it's like starting all over from scratch with controller, because trying to aim and shoot with the controller is very, very, very
It's
difficult.
just it's difficult, bro. I mean, even with the auto aim or with the assist kind of thing, even for coming to consoles, it's still. I won't even suggest my competitive multiplayers on a controller, bro. I think it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's why many
Yeah.
console players try and see if those competitive games support keyboard and mouse. So they just attach wireless keyboard and mouse and be like, we'll play this like this. Yeah. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, or it's also the same case with racing games like GT7. You have people who will casually play it with the controller, but then again, you have people who've been playing it for years and they use a wheel, so they're much better at
Ah,
taking corners
yes.
and all that kinds of stuff. So, I'll say, you can join in, play the competitive. If you're tolerant, obviously you're going to be beaten multiple times. But then
Multiple
again,
times, exactly.
it's like a stepping stone to getting better. So, like there's a famous term in gaming called get good. So,
Get good.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, Dark Souls people really know that stuff.
Absolutely.
Get good.
Dark Souls. Yes, yes, yes. I mean,
So,
it does make sense, but there are some single player games, as you mentioned, right? Sackboy and other single player games that you can still play as multiplayer game with your friends. It's these are not competitive as long as you're having fun. It doesn't have to be competitive multiplayer, or you don't
yeah,
have to win. You just have to have fun. That's it. I mean, they give that, and yeah, I don't. I mean, if it just depends on your mood, right? Are you in a mood to play solo? Then go for single player games. At that time, if you want to have fun with friends, then go with multiplayer
yeah,
of those single player, or just competitive multiplayer. So yeah, it
yeah,
just depends on what you want to play at that time. Absolutely, there cannot be one over the other. You can never choose that.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, um,
But
whatever. That's why we have so many options. Whichever you want to play at what time, you can choose that.
Yeah. So I mean, even then, like multiplayer games do not consistently just mean competitive multiplayer games. We have these co-op games like Sackboy and various other games like. Why is it that I can't think of games when I want to think of them? But yes.
I'll always think
Uh,
about Overcooked. So
yeah, okay, okay, Overcooked. Yeah, thanks for the example. So yeah, games like
and
Overcooked.
a Predator.
Yeah, Predator,
Yeah.
hunting grounds. Yes. So yeah, games like these, they are meant for playing with your friends, enjoying it. So whether you get a friend over to
Yeah,
your house or your friend also has a PlayStation, you guys connect together, and just do the entire story together, do the campaign together, have a good time. So not all multiplayer games are bad or always have to be competitive. I mean, yeah, even in these games, you guys
absolutely.
can compete with each other to see who gets a better time, who does the things better, collect more stuff. I mean, in Sackboy, I just want to tell you that there's an option where I think it's the R2 button which you use to pull things and hold things. But when you're playing co-op and you press that button to with one of your friends, your character picks up your friend. So what happens
Uh,
when I was playing with my friend once, we were all trying to get to the finish as quick as possible, and I had the most amount of collectibles. So what he did was near the finish line, he picked me up, threw me off the ledge.
uh,
Uh,
that is so funny. It's
uh,
legal. It's part of a game mechanic, so you cannot blame him for that.
I collected everything in that level, man. I got thrown off the ledge at the finish line. And that game also has a feature like whoever got the highest point or whatever, at the end of the match, their character's photo will be taken. So he's just standing there and having his
uh,
character's photo taken while I don't know where I am,
at the
man.
end
So
of the ledge. Yeah.
I'm not at the end of the ledge. I'm down somewhere. I'm gone, completely gone.
Gone.
So for the next 5 minutes, all I could hear was people laughing, and that's it. So I mean, yeah, these games they're fun. They're all kinds of fun. Yeah, and of course, single player games are also there for you to enjoy. The stories are always good, and depending on the game, not always good, depending on the game. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So let's say that the pros outweigh the cons for both of them. So yeah,
Absolutely.
then
I think we are at the top of the hour. So if you uh,
yeah, we
have
still do.
anything,
Yeah, we have one more question, but before that, I just want to say that I'm glad to announce that this is the end of the scalper era. Scalpers are gone. They're facing
no,
big
no need for
losses.
scalpers.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
facing major losses because finally, after 2 years, we're getting decent supplies of consoles. So these guys who've spent like lakhs of rupees collecting multiple consoles, selling them above MRP, have no choice but to sell them at a loss now, which is a very happy thing for us. But
Yes, I think even in the initial stages, right, when it was just launched, I saw many gamers who are reluctant to purchase from a scalper because it's not the ethical thing to do,
yeah,
or it's not the right thing to do. So it's the gamers stood their ground. They made it difficult for scalpers to post the ads online like OLX or Quicker or whatever the reselling platforms are there. So they made it very difficult. Voluntarily, gamers are reporting those listings, and it was seriously an amazing time. I mean, it just shows that. I mean, it just it will increase going forward, even if we have such conditions in future with any new other console or something. People will be showing strong dedication towards not buying from the scalpers. It will be, I think, it just as long as we stay together as a community, put the show why if we give in, it's going to make difficult for other gamers, but to accept in. So I think we just
exactly,
have to keep strong at that, and then just keep talking with the people like in our community, keep encouraging to not purchase from scalpers. They won't have any other way to sell them at loss. Where
exactly.
yeah, it just um, I think we have amazing community, so that's what I'll say.
Exactly.
An amazing community always. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to finally see them going, but I must say must have been a dream come true for them in 2020 and 2021 because
2021.
I don't think scalpers have ever had such a great year before this, where products were
Yeah,
at an
true.
all-time low, and I don't know how they managed to get this stuff and other people can't. But yeah, thank God it's over. And so yeah, I think that will wrap it up for our episode today. We took quite longer than usual because these questions are all about discussions.
Very good questions. Yeah, I mean, the chat and the people who are watching or who in our community, in our Discord, if you have such questions, please do bring them up and then we will discuss these in our weekly podcast along with our gaming news. Yeah,
Sure, definitely. I mean, the more the merrier, of course. So please make sure to
absolutely.
leave a question or whatever you want us to do in the server. We are always available to check it out. Also, you can send
Absolutely.
a message to Yashwant on Twitter, and he'll also bring that to my
Absolutely.
notice, and we'll do that, of course. Right. Well, thank you all for taking the time to watch this podcast once again. And yeah, that was all for today. So take care, guys. Thanks for joining us. This is Abdul, and this is Yashwant signing off.
Thank you all. Bye bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Peace.